Thank you. Thank you everyone for being here. Peace upon you. السلام عليكم جميعا وتحية لكل من يقف هنا اليوم دعما لتحرير فلسطين وحماية لبنان من الاحتلال والعدوان والإجرام الصهيوني. I would like to start by acknowledging the First Nation people of Australia as we stand here fighting for the liberation of Palestine on Gadigal land, which was never ceded. To all First Nation people here today and Indigenous people around the world who support liberation of Palestine from Zionist occupation and Lebanon from Zionist aggressions, thank you. Your solidarity means everything in this fight against imperialism. As we speak today, day 400 of genocide, more than 200,000 Palestinians and more than 3,000 Lebanese have been killed. And our health ministries keep on counting missing or dead children and parents. Yesterday in Lebanon, the Zionist entity bombed Hermel and Baalbek, killing more than 20 people. They also targeted paramedics in Sur and killed 9 people from the Dabouk and Surur families. Our thoughts and prayers go to the martyrs' families. The enemy also targeted Dahiya in Beirut with 13 airstrikes last night, damaging the Lebanese University of Hadath. My name is Yasmina Henry. I am half French, half Lebanese, and I often describe myself as the ultimate colonial blend. My name Yasmina carries the scent of jasmine flowers from Beirut's summery nights, while Henry, on the other hand, is a reminder, likely comes from the English slave trade merchants, a reminder of the brutal legacies of colonialism and transatlantic slave trade. My mother is from the mountains of Lebanon, and my father is from southern France and Martinique, an old French colony in the Caribbean. Growing up in Beirut, I attended a French school, a legacy of French colonialism that still permeates Lebanon. Today, witnessing the genocide in Palestine and the massacres in Lebanon, my Arab blood boils with rage and anger and sorrow for Palestinian and Lebanese martyrs. While the Zionist entity continues to commit genocide and ethnic cleansing in Gaza, trapping 400,000 people in northern Gaza and forcibly displacing starving women and children and men, the West is focused on the Democrats blaming Trump's victory on third-party voters and self-victimizing Zionist hooligans in Amsterdam. Shame. Western powers and media shield Zionist actions, allowing trade and normalized relations when it should be treated as a pariah state. Just as boycotts helped end apartheid in South Africa, a similar stance is needed to support Palestinian liberation. In Lebanon, just in this past month, the Zionist entity has committed countless war crimes by attacking hospitals, medics, journalists, and UN peacekeepers. People stuck under the rubble are unattainable as the occupation drones target rescue teams approaching the bombed areas. It's also key to note that the Zionist entity's war in Lebanon isn't only physical, it's cultural and historical. Ancient sites like Baalbek and Sur, cities with roots reaching back to Phoenician civilization and the Roman Empire, have been repeatedly targeted. The Roman temples of Sur and ancient ruins of Baalbek are not just Lebanese heritage. They are part of the world shared heritage of humanity. The world was very fast to condemn ISIS destroying heritage sites, rightfully so. Yet remains silent when Israel targets Lebanon historical treasures. This hypocrisy is sickening. ISIS's actions are labeled as terrorism, but Israel hides behind military objectives or are barely acknowledged. I believe one of the reasons the Zionists are carpet bombing Lebanon, an attempt to annihilate Gaza, is because Palestine and Lebanon represent diverse and harmonious societies. Multi-ethnic, multi-religious, where Jews, Muslim, and Christian have lived for centuries in harmony. And this goes against the narrative of religious animosity and Arab versus Jews discourse, thus compromising the legitimacy of the Zionist project. This diversity stands in direct opposition of the Zionist project ethno-supremacist goals. Our unity, our religious coexistence, and our rich cultural heritage are a threat to their vision of an exclusive apartheid state. That's why they seek to erase our history, because it stands as proof as our identity, our existence, and our resilience. Lebanon and Palestine share histories of resistance against colonialism and imperialism. Today, we stand together in this global fight, remembering that the struggle for Palestinian liberation is linked to all movements against colonialism and oppression. From the First Nations of Australia to Lebanon, we do not stand alone. We are part of a global movement that stands for justice, freedom, and dignity. In dignity and in unity and resilience, we march against every form of colonialism and imperialism. عشتم عاش لبنان وعاشت فلسطين والسلام على شعوبنا وشعوب العالم المتضامنة مع الحق والحرية. From Lebanon to Palestine to the world, we say, down with occupation, up with liberation. Long live the resistance, تحيا المقاومة.